we go hard. Israel, we go hard. You can do your own thing, but you can't go hard. It's us. Israel, we go hard. Israel.
What's up, guys? Coming to you live from True Fire Studios. We are Solution Speak. I am your host, Akona Shamia, and my brother. I just said, oh my God.
Ak, big brother. Put emphasis on big.
Brother on the loose.
Bro, you crazy, bro. I'm Ak Leo. How y'all doing?
What's up, guys?
Shalom, shalom. Kaksumak Modin Sim Kayakai.
Jumbo, Ola, whatever language you speak, Yakai.
Jumbo, Ola.
May Yah be with you.
But what they say, peace and blessings?
Peace and blessings.
Kodom Ko Kavoli, Yakwa Kadoshi Soel. Selah. All right. So, Brady, I feel like we're gonna do these episodes in segments.
No, we do. I think that would be smart too, because that'd be interesting.
I think what we do now is we do the whole episode like this. Every episode, we do a story at the end that we think will be applicable to the subject of what we're talking about.
Okay.
That would be quite interesting.
All right.
So y'all, if y'all lost, because you probably are, you don't know what we're talking about. What we're talking about is we're gonna do relevant biblical story. That's what we're gonna do. It's our Bible series.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good.
Okay.
All right, Brady. So what Bible story do you think we should start with today?
We
explain to us, explain how is it relevant also.
We could start off with Moses. It's the beginning.
Moses ain't the beginning, my guy.
I'm saying Moses is the main story that everybody know. If you don't know Moses, where have you been?
The story that
everybody don't know that. And then the way people mix that story up is just
apples, pears, pineapples.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But
last time I heard he had a coconut. I was like, whoa, my God.
Wait up, my boy.
It was in Africa.
Yeah, right. Okay, so today's story is going to be Moses. What is Moses in Hebrew, actually, yo?
Moshe.
What is Moses in Swahili?
Bro, what? Moshe?
Correct.
Moses. No, they call him Moses. They say... Kenyan.
They say both, I think.
Yeah, they really know how to mess
because I heard somebody say Moshe.
Why you asking me Swahili people speak I speak Swahili?
No, they say Mose.
Potato.
That's how they say it, yeah.
Bro, and they call Anthony Anton. So... I don't even take the names seriously.
Anyway, okay, so let's go all the way back. Let's just give a little quick review on this story of Moses.
Where we starting from? Birth or
I think. Wait, what exactly is? Okay, first, let's do our quick overview of Moses. You give the overview.
Overview?
Yeah.
All right. So, Moses was born, right, in a time where Pharaoh was like, yo, my guy, kill all these firstborn, or all these babies, right, all the male babies. So, his mama, slid him in a little river. He ended up on Pharaoh's doorstep, whining, crying. She picked him up, the wife of Pharaoh, and she was like, we're going to name him Moses, the one from the water, right?
The one that was taken from the water.
Taken from the water, something like that.
I don't think
then he was born as the he was born
as
in the same in a prince in the same household as Pharaoh and all them guys who was trying to kill him.
Yeah, he was basically raised in royalty.
Yeah, he got expelled for some crazy stuff. God saved him. Ha ha ha. Came back, let my people go, so on and so forth. But Brady, the part of the story I want to talk about, and this is the best part I think, is once he said, let my people go, and then Pharaoh let them go. That's the Moses that's interesting. Because before that, it's kind of typical, rich kid, figured out he was poor before, then found out
he's from a broke family.
Yeah, whatever.
And, had identity problems.
But the point is, Brady, how would you have dealt with the whole dealing with thousands of people with thousands of mentalities, and you have to lead them to this one destination?
To be honest, I don't think I could have did that.
No, what? Okay, let me ask you, would you have done something differently?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how exactly Moses' personality was, because if you had that dog in you, would have been all right, y'all, we leaving and that's it. If you don't want to leave, stay. I don't feel like he said it like that. I don't feel like he was more authoritative like that. I think that the people was just in like in a phase where I don't want to be beaten anymore. It's like that whole thing where I'm about to give y'all a little flashback of reality of how it is in the present. It's like, y'all know how like in America everybody, like after it was time for elections and nobody wanted to vote Trump in again, right? So they picked Biden, right? Everybody picked Biden instead of picking Trump. Turns out Biden was the same little roach too, right? So it's just like Moses, like it's like so they wanted to leave out of Egypt so they won't get beaten and all of that stuff. But they only left with Moses because they saw that he could actually do something.
He was the only other alternative.
He was like the only alternative, the only hope that they had. So I feel like that's really what was going on. And the only reason why they wandered around in the wilderness for so long was so they could get all that bitterness out of them. But obviously they didn't.
Do you think that changed him over that? Like, because they talk about like it got rid of the old generation of people. It let them die off. But like even him, Moses, it had to do something to him mentally. Like, do you think he became like bitter at God for like, okay, I did this. Now you got me here for 30 years, Mike. 30 years already? Well, 30 years is a long time. Maybe not. Maybe for us. Maybe for them, 30 years was like, but still. No, this is after the fall. Right. This is after Enoch. This is after Noah. This is after, so their life expectancy, let's say, was relatively around ours. Let's say relatively.
I wouldn't say that. It was pretty high.
I'd say even if you went up to 200.
I would say it was pretty high because you have to also remember that, what's that lived long? Solomon?
Enoch.
No, I'm saying he didn't live I'm not
Solomon
saying.
didn't live long.
No, I'm saying. It was Solomon. No, I'm saying he lived longer than like how people live today. That's what I'm saying. You can't really compare.
What I'm saying is from Enoch's time, which was when the life expectancy got cut off, up until Moses was a nice couple of 100 years.
Yeah, it was
So what I'm trying to tell you is.
But that's more than it is today.
No, but what I'm saying is the life, even if you went up to 200, that means 30 years is still relatively a long time. Yeah. It wasn't like 900 and 30 years is like, nah. Like, when you live up to 900, 1,000 years, bro. You really 30 years, what? What's 30? Bro, 30 years is a nap. Like, come on. But if you live in like to 200, even to 150, my guy, 30 years.
He definitely changed it. That would make a lot of sense.
Because I think he became like even like a bitter person almost.
I mean, I'll understand.
Because you have these crackheads in your ear.
Imagine, I feel like he was forced to do that though. It was like he didn't really have no option. God was like, you doing this, this, and this, and if you don't, you're gonna die. Or like,
also,
there would be consequences.
I don't think the timeline of 30 years was given to him. I think it just spanned it out 30 years. But I don't think he was told like, yo, you're gonna wait 30 years and then you're gonna like move forward. But like even with the whole moving forward part, that had those like trials and tribulations because he had to like move around the different nations to not like to like, avoid war. So he had to go into Israel the long way also. And like the long way, that's what also took the 30 years. That long way.
Yeah, true.
And he had to build the Ark of the Covenant, and I mean that's tough. But I think where he went wrong was he started to give in to the things that they said, the things that they was asking for. He was like, the mental toll is understandable, but my guy, you got harsher things to worry about, like my boy, God.
That's so scary though.
I think like the point where he started to mess up was giving in. But I think I read that he created a system where he had like the like almost like leadership is today. We have like Moses at the top, then you had like his
the priests,
the ministers, the priests, those kind of guys.
The priest was at the top back in those days.
Yeah.
They really led the people a lot.
Yeah, but like under that you had like the people who dealt with those kind of problems. But I think after 30 years of not really going anywhere, it kind of leaves you. Like
it didn't give you like no
hope or like
motivation.
Faith or motivation. Because like imagine you in a situation by yourself.
Right.
That's
because
tough.
Nobody really understands you.
No, but what I'm saying, buddy, is like imagine it was just him out there. That's kind of tough. But it wasn't. It was him with thousands and hundreds of thousands of crazy people talking about they want some meat. They want yama choma bready.
Right. One thing I can say was like towards the middle, or like not even so much the middle. Like after a while, he did have somebody because they had Yehoshua.
Yeah, Yehoshua. But that was relatively towards the end, though.
Not really. He was just young.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he would have gave him a little bit more responsibility, maybe it would have been a little easier. Or he could have just like asked God, like, y'all, I can't do this.
My guy, give me...
This is hard.
Let me know.
Yeah, but I think that, honestly, like, as you said, he began to become bitter and become to, like, distance himself from God a little bit. And God was like, yeah, I see your future. I see where this is leading. So I'm going to just let you finish on until...
But that's crazy. I feel like if you brought me this far, at least guide me the whole way. You know? I think that's kind of tough for you to, like, you make this my life mission and you don't tell me, like, if God would have been like, yo, my guy, this has starts and this has ends.
You don't need to know your future.
No, but I think that's fair when you're asking somebody to put their life like that.
I mean...
But also, I think it would have been fair to even, like, to let him die in the Holy Land. I think that's fair.
After all he did.
Yeah, after all he did, even with the mess up, even with the mistake.
At least at the entrance.
But you can't. You can't count people by their failures. Like people aren't remembered by their failures. Like the guy who made the light bulb, the whole 10,000 whatever light bulb, there's 10,001 whatever. The point is, it's that one that counted.
Right.
It's all that work that he did before that should count.
Right.
And not that one mistake with the rock and the water or whatever. I ain't about to get into the details of that. But the point is, that one mistake shouldn't have, like, oh, you're
changed
done. The whole course of history. That's
true, because
that's kind of tough.
It's not fair.
It's not fair either. Because, like, what do I get for all this hard work?
But I think he was probably, like, so old, though. He probably was tired.
I think that's the beauty of it, is, like, he's so old. That should be something that you get at the end of that lifetime of just serving.
But I don't know if I wanted to live that long going through all of that.
That is true. My boy lived to, like, 100.
I would have been like,
he lived to 120, right?
He lived.
Yeah, he lived to 120.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think
it was 100.
Look it up.
You can look it up, but if it's 120, I'm definitely that guy.
Maybe
But I don't know, man. That's kind of tough.
Maybe 140.
But here's my question, Brady.
Yeah.
If you put us, our community, in the same exact situation right now, Ben-Ami has been passed away, whatever. Who do you think can step up and 120? Bro, I'm that guy, bro. I'm him.
He was 80 when he confronted Pharaoh.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Oh, wait. Oh.
I would have thought maybe like 50.
First thing.
40.
Yeah,
Maybe. I can't even imagine.
80?
80 is crazy, bro.
How long was he out? Because he left when he was like, let's say, in his 30s.
You remember because he went over there. He went into, like, I don't know exactly the place that he went to. That was some deserted place.
Yeah,
he got married,
had
but still.
All of
that just to...
My question is, when did he leave? That's my question.
He left his family.
No, I'm saying, like, when did he leave Egypt? At what age?
At what age? I'm curious.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Because, like, it means he lived the whole lifetime, but also,
and what happened to walk away from all
what happened to his kids? They never talk about, like, Moses' kids.
Did they go with him?
They never said. It always said he had Aaron. Whoa. When did he leave?
About 25. Oh!
My boy was gone.
That's crazy.
Pharaoh didn't even remember him.
No wonder... Man, these movies is crazy.
Bro, these movies be
they be throwing you off.
Yeah, bro.
No wonder why he was like, and you are like, you know, why he was surprised. Like,
who are you, Moses?
I don't know if I seen you 25
bro,
years.
25 years.
25.
That's almost 75 years.
So that's a long time.
Bro, my guy was gone.
80 is crazy.
80. And you still talking about let my people go? My guy, you should let go. Let life go.
Dude, I would have been like, you would have let me go.
Bro!
Let me go.
80? And you talking about let my people... Who are you?
At you too.
No, I would have been like, bro...
And Thero was old too.
Yeah.
Because that was...
But I would have been looking at him like, I know you from somewhere, my guy.
Nah,
Did we go to school together?
Right. But I promise back in the day though, I don't know if he was looking that he was
probably still a smooth dude.
Like that. I don't know. I'm curious.
That's deep.
Because 80, what I'm imagining right now is almost dead and dead.
80 these days ain't looking too good.
That's all I could see.
Bro.
Right now, that's deep.
No, but okay, Reddy. Like I said, who would like let's switch out Moses. Who would you put? My pick is a Viazar. or hold on. Or who?
Oh yeah.
Who? Busy. Nah, Busy was.
That's a lot of discipline, first of all. Okay,
that's why I'm using a Viazar.
Let's name out all the characteristics Mandem had.
All right.
So
patience.
Patience on a whole nother level.
Strong.
Anger issues.
Anger issues. Hold on, what else?
Emotional, if you ask.
Emotional. I don't think so. I
think he was pretty emotional.
I'm not gonna say emotional because like he put emotions to the side despite everything and he got the job done.
It's after years.
Emotional people don't just actually facts because like in the beginning,
he's emotional.
I'm talking about Moses. Let my people go, Moses.
I know. Let my people go. Mandem was emotional.
He couldn't have been, Brady. He had let that go. He started a family. Him and God and been on the same page.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Then I guess he wasn't. But I guess he was very... but I guess, honestly, at that age... there's not much.
Yeah.
There's not much you
if you're pushing 80 and and you ain't got your feelings in check, oh my God.
Right. If God say do this, you just be like, all right, I'm already at that point.
What else am I going to do with my time?
Exactly. I bet he didn't know he was going to live that long either.
Facts.
And if I was him, I would have been like, I don't want to live that long either. Sure. That's deep.
So we got, all right. So brave. So let's take those characteristics. Who you nominating for this role?
This is like hard.
My pick is a Viazar. I feel like if a Viazar said like let my people go, and he said City, let's go, I'm going with him, hands down. I ain't gonna ask no questions. I don't know where we go. I don't need to know where we going.
No, where we going?
I just need to go.
That's because you know him personally. You gotta think out the person.
No, but okay. Even without like before he came to Kenya, me and him wasn't buddies. I just knew he was a smooth dude.
Not smooth.
No, like when I say smooth dude, I just mean like he was a good guy. I know he did the military, he did like whatever. So I was like, he's like somebody I'd like to get to know. But me and him never had the opportunity. I mean, he always older than me, hanging out with his friends, whatever. So like our paths never really collided like that.
Our paths never.
But no, don't say it like that. That's a little butty. It's a little butty. But since when he came to Kenya, then like it was like a perfect setup. I couldn't miss opportunity, so I took it.
Miss that?
No, I didn't. Shut up, bro.
That's crazy.
When they told me he was coming, I was so excited. I went to the gas station, waited for him for like 3 hours. I mean, for like an hour and a half. It was like a half hour. Still, it was cold. But guess what? I came home and he made it. Why didn't call me? Anyway, regardless, point is,
dedicated.
I was definitely happy, like to like learn something from him and like be like be closer to him because he's a smooth dude. And so like him even being here, it made me want to be more responsible and be better and because he calls you out on stuff. So it was nice having somebody like that. It reminded me of, like Natakia in a way because like him and Natakia really, I think they quite similar in some aspects and different in others. That's good. But I think having him around was really good for me. Even for the short time being, it definitely left a lasting effect even to this day. That's somebody I could follow. Like I said, he can say, Tilly, let's go. And I'm not asking where. I'm packing a bag and I'm out.
Moses.
That's the kind of guy. Like, Busy the kind of guy that like can call me, Tilly, oh, hey, I need you to come.
Call me, wait.
Shut up! Bro! My point is, shout out to Busy, because he can call me from anywhere in the world, say, Telly, I need you to do this, this, and this, and I'm not going to ask why. It can be 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting up for this guy, and I'm taking care of whatever business he needs.
That's not a liar. He's supposed to be on D.
Bro, you are. Guess what, Brady? He on the list of people that can call me. There's you, Ima, Salah.
Acting like nobody could call you.
No, Brady. Nobody could call me. Brady, let somebody call me at 3.
People calling me.
Brady, let somebody call me that's not on that list at 3 o'clock in the morning. First thing the call not going through, no matter how many you. I'm serious. Like, I have like D&D.
Babe, let's get back to our subject.
No. I need to finish my thought. Process.
Okay.
The point is, there's a certain list of people that can call me at any time and he on it. Now, shout out to Busy because not many people get on that list that's not family. And he, one of the people that can call me at any time and I go, okay, I can follow you to Ramses, to Jonah. It don't matter.
I know who. Well, I would say Avogadro because he basically did all of that.
Already, that's unfair. He already did it.
Okay, let me tell you
picking
my
a candidate
name.
for somebody to win a championship that won the championship. Gadiliel.
Yeah.
Gadiliel.
Good deals, Josh.
Good deals. I don't know. Like, I love him so much, but follow him anywhere? Like, I've never been led by him anywhere. I think that's the thing. I've never seen him in that position of...
Never been led by Moses either.
Shut up!
Did you?
That's true.
Did you?
That's true.
But man, them smart. I mean,
But me and Moses go way back, though.
Go back in the day.
Like,
Back in my day,
1000 BC, you know?
The Old Testament, we go back there.
Back
That's why y'all don't hear my name, because my name wasn't invented yet.
They used to call me by something else.
Y'all feel my name was the Holy Tongue?
Brady, they know that I used to go by something else. I got many names, Brady.
Oh no, my Jake
People say that. What's your name? My Jake name, my real name. Shut up. What name's on your passport, you liar? By Israel. It does not say that on your passport. People are just lying.
I think the dudes could probably fit in it.
Maybe.
He would change.
He has intuition. I think that's the thing. Also, I think something Gadilio has that Moses lacked is that optimistic aspect of him.
I think if Moses had that, man, I think would definitely been in the promised land in a few years.
That is true.
Because having that positive...
That glass half full...
Man, that get you...
Everything's going to be okay.
You would listen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You would know how to, weigh stuff better. Yeah.
Now, that's a good point. Gadilio's optimism and glass half fullness is definitely something I think is missing, or they just didn't talk about it enough in the Bible. Because they never talk about Moses' glass half full.
I think it was like that at the beginning. Well, actually, no.
Nah, he was in denial.
You know what's funny?
My boy was tough.
You know what's funny, though? Because, growing up, when you learning about Moses' story, you learn about how he went up there and asked Pharaoh to let my people go. Mm-hmm. But when you read in the Bible, he ain't say a word.
He said what word?
He didn't say nothing. His brother spoke for him.
Yeah, I think somebody said he had a speech impediment.
Yeah, he was mumbling. So how in the world did he lead all those people if he was mumbling?
I thought he had a lazy tongue. Let my people go. Let my people go.
Either way, that's so funny. Did you even think about that? How he led all those people if he was if he never really was leading like that?
But you know, I think a lot is said maybe because it was hand signs.
Shut up.
He's like
He's so dumb. He probably had different people. If I was him,
he had somebody saying let, another one said my people go.
So it was like, you playing with the big boys now. No, but I really think if I was in that position, I would break up the people into different groups and have different leaders over them. I feel like when you creating a community or anything like that, you should break it up and then have people over it. It only makes sense and it causes so much less stress on the leader.
What you want breaking people up is people now become tribal in a way.
I mean, it's gonna happen either way.
I mean, true, but
you might as well have order.
That is true.
I believe in order, man. I don't do all that messy stuff. You trying to talk to 1,000 people. Heck no.
But I think for that full capacity, I don't know why Mendham ain't get 2 people. Mm-hmm. to like do the same job?
Yeah.
To like help out?
I wonder. You know what I'm curious about?
Like, why it's always one prophet? That's my question. Like, why isn't there like an all-star team, a bunch of prophets doing a thing?
But you know what's funny though? A lot of the prophets in the Bible, they're not like, they don't start off really young either. So you don't even know if the other prophets were prophets
Joseph
while the other one were prophets.
Daniel did.
Did what?
They was young.
I mean, they started off young, but who said that? Is it Samuel? Who said Samuel wasn't alive while? Samuel was with who he was with? David and Saul.
Yeah, all three of them were together.
Yeah, right. And then you have who's the next prophet after Samuel?
It was David.
Okay, you have David. I guess you could say he was somewhat of a prophet, king, whatever type of thing. Because
David?
They claim that prophets are people who just speak to God.
Yeah, facts.
So I feel like other people that came along later on, there was probably still a prophet like all that time. They just
at a different place.
Yeah, and they like just now mentioning him at that time, like in that story, because I guess they made a big difference. Or like,
wow.
You know what else I'm curious about?
Wow. Nah, that's a thought.
For real.
That's a.
But you know what else?
Wow.
I'm curious. Like you know how we have a Moses story here in like the, I guess you could say Middle East, Middle Eastern, right? Mm-hmm. What was going on the other side of the world? And I believe that like the different continents were connected, but you can't. I feel like this story of Moses was happening in different places as well, because the children of Israel was spread out everywhere.
But you know they have a according to that they have a flood story in almost every religion. You know that? That's
so cool.
About the same time.
Yeah.
So like even the even guys like the Mayans, the Egyptians, the Native Americans, the Australians, I think.
The flood happened where exactly?
Everywhere. The whole earth was covered.
I'm saying like where was Noah, like the Hebrew Noah?
Noah was he in Israel? He was around Turkey area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's covering that part.
Yeah, that whole area. But Brady, China has a flood story. Then they do the Aztecs, the Mayans, they have an old flood story. The Egyptians have a flood story.
So everybody have their own flood story, but that don't make sense.
No, but guess what? A lot of them also have their own version of Noah.
You know what's funny though? I wonder what happened in Australia. In Madagascar, no, those places was connected though. But I'm still curious because it's like an island, even if it was connected.
I think this is before the diaspora.
But the thing is, those continents or those countries or whatever, they're still surrounded by water. Mm-hmm. God probably been like,
yeah,
that's deep.
No, but I think that's really interesting that you just said about the stories happening. They just like got to it after.
Yeah, because there's so many details missing.
But even if you take the Noah story and the Abraham story, Abraham comes after Noah, right? Right. And Abraham was alive in Noah's time. I mean, Noah was alive in Abraham's time. Yeah. They just moved from Noah to Abraham's story now. But Noah he was doing stuff and then he died off. Right. But Abraham was still doing his thing.
Abraham is just an ancestor.
Yeah, but Abraham and Noah was like buddies. Like Abraham lived with Noah for like I think it was 30 years of his life, and then after that, then God was like, "Yo, my guy, it's time to move out because you're so old." Right. So
that's so funny, man. The Bible stories is actually very interesting.
It's interesting, but like you can't get that from the Old Testament or the New Testament. You get that from the Apocrypha, where they talk about like even like when I was books. Yeah, when you was reading, if you read the book of what's it called?
Enoch?
No, it's the book of Yesha. The book of Yesha. Mm-hmm. They talk about how Abraham lived and studied the law, the Hebraic law from Noah for about 30 years, and that's how he became knowing of Yakadosh Israel. Yeah. But because in his lifetime, in his surrounding, his Abba, they used to
pagan gods.
Yeah, they used to
like worship pagan
gods. Exactly. And only from there, then he came back and he realized, oh, what was wrong.
He probably, you know what happened? He was like living with his father and stuff, and then he like traveled. He probably felt like something was not right.
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
What happened is the same thing, Moses, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the same thing happened prior. The king of, where were they? There was an,
Canaan. Was it Canaan?
No. Basically, wherever they were,
know what you're
right?
talking about,
The king there, he got it was a prophecy.
I think it's...
No, buddy. Listen, he was going to Canaan. Abraham came to Canaan.
And he was in some weird place.
Yeah, he was in some real place. But the prophecy goes that a child will be born that will take over, right? Mm-hmm. And it will end your reign, basically. And so, where does it say? Or-Kasdim.
Or-Kasdim.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, he was in Or-Kasdim, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a prophecy that, a child will be born. And so the king declared that the guards go and kill every son that's born.
You said this happened in Abraham.
In Abraham's time. And so Abraham's Ima switched out Abraham for nurses or a helper's baby, whatever. So they killed the baby. They killed the other chick's baby,
right?
And so she sent her son, which was a baby, to go live with Noah.
Oh, so he lived.
And so he lived with Noah all that time.
And then he went back.
And then he came
father.
back, and that's when the prophecy got whatever.
That's so crazy how they taught us in school,
exactly,
bro. That's crazy.
And when you learn this, when you actually read it, it's like, oh wow, that makes sense.
They literally teach you like, boom, one day when
Abraham woke up and God was like,
I am that I am.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
You see how that that little backstory makes so much sense.
Yeah, they make everything so fairy tale.
Exactly.
I wonder why everybody not willing with the king.
But bro,
with the Bible. That's crazy.
You never guessed that the descendants of even Adam and Eve, which were the kids were Cain and Abel. Mm-hmm. Cain and Abel's descendants was way up into the time of Enoch.
Descendants. Okay.
And after, I think it was Cain's great grandson, Cain's grandson killed somebody. Cain's grandson, I think, killed him. And God was like, yo, you guys are crazy. Like, this is like, it was like wreaking havoc for thousands of years. Because these guys was like living forever. These guys was like living for so long. Mm-hmm. So that's when he realized, if I cut your life expectancy down,
you will cause less
then you'll cause less havoc for not as long. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened. And then after that, then was Noah. Mm-hmm. But like Noah learned from Enoch. So like Noah and Enoch was buddies. And before Enoch went up, he taught Noah. So
would you say that Enoch is like ancestor of
He's a
Cain?
predecessor. Yes. All of them guys came from the same cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, cha-cha-cha.
No, really.
Because they had sisters, too. They don't talk about that.
No, but
Cain and Abel had sisters.
The way they tell the story of Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, they wasn't the only people. Don't think like that.
I don't think like that. That's
even if you take the idea of like Ben-Ami exiting the States, it's not Ben-Ami was the only person in the States, my guy.
Right.
It was other people there. Mm-hmm. It just happened to be him who God chose. Mm-hmm. So that was a beginning. Mm-hmm. See, for our kingdom, Ben-Ami exiting the States was in a beginning. Mm-hmm. So that can literally be Genesis.
Right.
Everything before that was just another Genesis. That was somebody else's Genesis up until whatever story. But that's the point where you go from like, let's say even take the story like Roots. Mm-hmm. You have Roots, you have Marcus Garvey, you have Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and then boom. That's the end of that. That's that Bible. Mm-hmm. And then Genesis starts again in a beginning. Ben-Ami had a 45-second vision, on and so forth. That's history. But I do think, and to get a little back off sidetrack, I do think a Genesis is coming for us though, for our beginning, because things aren't going to be around. Like if we don't build, things aren't going to be, and so we might have to start from a Genesis. But the thing about it is,
we're not starting off from scratch.
No, we might end up doing that, and I'm not saying us like me and you, my guy. I'm talking about us,
the next
generations down. If we don't do something about it, because before every Genesis is always something crazy. One slavery after another.
Right.
Crack has been through 7. That's 7 Genesis.
But one thing I do believe that is like before every like beginning of something, there's always people like Yah has mercy for his people, and so it's not like he's gonna wipe out everybody and then boom, a new beginning. I don't believe that would ever happen again, because I mean God said he ain't gonna never cause another flood, but scary thing is that's just a flood.
Yeah, there's worse
it could
things.
be like fire falling down from the sky and boom, everybody done.
I think you chose his words very carefully.
Right, because that's
I'll never flood you,
that's
but
so,
these fireballs, my God,
that's so tricky. But I feel like he's very merciful, and I feel like if you doing what you're supposed to do, like if you live in a righteous and truthful life, then you will be saved. Like the content of your heart is right, you know. So I wouldn't say I won't be there to see the new Genesis or the new, you know, the new beginning.
There doesn't need to be a new Genesis. That's the thing. I think if the goal of us is just to not have to go back to Genesis,
I mean,
we're good.
Yeah,
because starting a story over really it means you have to scratch everything. You don't. The only remnants you have of us in Egypt is the fact that Egypt documented it.
Right.
But outside of that, my guy,
you never know.
You'd never know. There's no shred of evidence outside of the Bible. But like that's just something that passed along. But all the other 6, what do we know about them?
Right.
Exactly. They say it was 7, but they only can count for like 2. Where's the other 5?
Right.
There's the Persian. There's the it's been a lot, but there's no documented history of what was going on. But I think I don't know. I don't think we should let ourselves get to the point of a new Genesis, because we have the opportunity to keep writing that story, and to like write it to our own benefit.
Right, like Abigail said, we can't let them write the last chapter.
Yeah, I think that like even if it sounds mean and all, but I think if that's the goal, that should be the goal.
What?
Not letting nobody write your last chapter of your life.
Ain't nobody gonna write my last chapter. So.
No, but what I'm saying is that's the thing, Brady. It's not you. It's not you
us.
personally.
No, it's just
It's a collective.
It's a whole idea of not letting others predetermine your future or what should it be. But you know, honestly, what I want to do is I want to travel all over and just just learn about the history of that place. I feel like that would be so interesting, down to like the Bible stuff, and not even a religious type of thing, because I don't believe. Let me state this out for those who may or may not know. The Bible is not a religious book. It's a book of history. Okay, y'all. It's a book of history. Just talk about people. Yeah, it's a book of lessons if you take it that way.
And I think the lesson, even like out of Moses, is that glass half full might just save your life.
Right. True.
I think even like when we read it over and we talk about it, you realize there isn't much optimism in it.
Right.
There isn't much talk about we can do this or together. It's just like, man, the feeling you get from reading Moses is like, man, like I just want to.
He's strong.
I just want to go home.
Yeah.
I just want to see my wife. I want to hug my. Leave me alone.
I'm curious though. Like they don't talk about his wife at all. Like I never heard her name really come up like that.
Yeah, they mentioned he got married to Devorah.
It's Zipporah.
Oh, that is Devorah.
It's Zipporah.
Are you sure it's not Devorah?
It's one.
Brady, I've been on my wits today about Moses. Look it up, and if it's Devorah,
it's either one. Who was Moses' wife?
I'm telling you, it's Devorah.
You talking about second wife?
My boy W.
I ain't never Zipporah. Okay.
Oh, we was both wrong.
They have Zipporah. What'd you say?
Devorah.
I know zips. Let
me see.
I like that. That's interesting though. Like,
what is it? First thing, that's a Nubian queen right there. She got a dog in her. Why they make Moses so white? That's my question.
Shows men's look like
Moses was like Middle Eastern. Why the heck they got him looking like a Caucasus?
That's crazy though. They really don't talk about like the wife. And I'm curious, was she by his side that whole journey? I feel like if he had a little peace in his home, he probably would have been okay.
But you heard that book, The Wives, the Women of the Bible? The book Ima had?
Yeah, I read it. I read now. I didn't get to read all of it, but I read most of it.
It's quite the book. But I think what will be interesting is hearing these stories
From a woman perspective.
from the woman's perspective.
Because back in the day, women didn't really have a big
role, yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of them didn't.
It was seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Really.
But what I think, because even now, men haven't changed. Men still go through stuff, get home, and tell their wife exactly what's going on. The truth of it. Because they might write, oh, Moses was so happy. He get home like, this sucks.
Right.
So my question is, from the woman's perspective, like, what was really going on? Like, how was the night before he went to Pharaoh? Like,
and I'm curious.
Like, those aspects of, like, imagine you hear the story of Joseph. Like, when he finally, like, that night before he was going to see his Abba. Like, what was it like? What was he talking about? How was he feeling? Was he nervous? Was he scared? But, like, they just go, the next day, dad. Like, nah, my guy.
I really know, but
what was the emotional, what was the mindset, what was going on? Because that's also relative and also is relevant to, like a human's perspective. Because when you put someone like a prophet, it's always out in the universe, walk on water, can stop the sun. But it's like, bro, are you meditating on a day-to-day? Like, what's your day-to-day life like that? Like, exactly, what's your day-to-day routine for that mindset? How is that person mentally?
I really like now that we're talking about it, like Moses really went through it though. Like, even if he had
mentally he really did.
Yeah, like I don't think his wife like I don't think she got all the way
deep down.
I don't think she lived that long. And imagine all of that loss. Now, I highly doubt his sons lived that long either.
No, but even
because I heard that they was like crazy.
But even if you realize, like he said in the movie, like, my whole life is a lie.
Yeah, that's
fake family.
That mental.
Didn't know.
Oh my goodness.
In my family that I do have, I've been keeping around as slaves. Then the family that adopted me now have kicked me out because I killed some guy. And so now I gotta leave from what? You said 25?
Sure,
to 80.
And he only started going back there at 80.
To 80.
And let me tell you, you know how he was going back and forth at Mendham? That took long.
But that he must have been
he left I don't think that he was going back and forth to Egypt, right? I think he was somewhere in Israel. I don't that take time.
I don't think he was in Israel. I think he probably went down.
Let me see.
Or up. I don't know.
Yeah, but either way, that Egypt is close to Israel.
Yeah,
it's close, but it's still time.
Especially because I think the city that he was in, I think that's south of Egypt. Like, it's not
Midian. Where is that today?
Bro, why are you asking me?
Midian. I'm curious.
Midian.
Midian. Okay, Midian. Yeah, it's in wait.
Where is it?
Oh, it's like the negative. What is it? What did you say? That's the negative?
Bro, that's not the negative. That's
it's the Mishorachov.
Nah, my guy. That's what do you call it? That's Yarden.
What?
That's in Yarden.
Really?
Yeah, that's in Jordan.
Wow. That's
that's Jordan, my boy.
It's far, my guy.
You see, that's Jordan.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's far.
That's far.
Yeah, that's far. Ooh wee.
Yeah, so I think it probably took him half of a year to get No, I'm just saying, half of a year, at least 6 months to get there. Mendham was old.
Facts. On camels too?
He was old. Showed you 80.
Yeah.
80, my guy.
Yeah.
And who said 80 look all that? I mean, you don't even know.
No cap, but Brady, what do you... Okay, I have a question. If you had to take the moral of the story of Moses, what would it be?
The moral of the story? Well, I mean, personally, I think the most Wait, to what part of the story exactly?
The whole story. I think the story that counts is from when he left Egypt. That's when because you can break Moses' life into 2 parts. You can do post knowing he was a slave, and then the savior part. So I say the part that matters, the part that has the most juice in it is post. When he realized, oh, I'm like, made for great things.
I would say that the lesson there is like, you have to understand that actions have consequences, and that sometimes you have to think of what will come after before you make a decision. And personally, I would say to like that it's important to care for yourself as well before you like put the need of like thousands of people like on your mind and like in front of you in general. What would you say?
I think the moral of Moses' story is you find out your destiny by going through rough things. Like you find that meaning in life for you, not in comfort. Because clearly it took him 25 years. And then that one uncomfortable situation defined his whole life. And that's where he grew. That's where he learned. That's where he understood what his destiny was. So I think the moral of the story is finding your destiny through the discomforts of life. Yeah.
I want to see what they say on the internet. Like, I'm curious.
Well, also moral of the story?
Yeah, I'm curious. What was the moral of the story? Leaders own their failures, face the consequences, and learn not to make them again, I guess. That's pretty deep.
I mean...
And I think another important thing that you could learn is trust y'all. I promise.
Yeah.
Like, through everything, your hardest times, you over there crying. I know you got me. I know you got me.
Regardless
and,
of what's going on.
Like, you just have to, like... And then when you in hard times, just, like, ask y'all, say what's up. Like, say what's up, man. Like, am I in the right direction? Like, please give me a sign on what I need to do or what's not working.
But I think that blind faith is something good because, like, even... they have this thing where there's no indication when looking at a caterpillar that's going to tell you it's going to become a butterfly.
Right.
There's like zero, Brady.
That's true.
Genetically, DNA, nothing tells you in a caterpillar that there's going to be a butterfly. Jack. Not even looking at it. If I told you it's going to be a caterpillar, a butterfly, you'd be like, bro, what?
Stop the cap.
But I think it's when you can defy those odds. Because, like, the thing about Moses is, like, you knew from the beginning, he was destined for something.
Right.
But I think on a personal level, you have to make it your job. You have to own it. That despite me being a caterpillar, and there's nothing that indicates me being a butterfly, I'm going to be a butterfly regardless. I think the thing about Moses is he didn't know it, and he wasn't prepared for it. But I think if he had been more mentally prepared for the hardships in life, then, like, once they came, because you see, like, when they came, they just knocked him way off the center.
Yeah, Mignon was like...
He went from Mr. Prince to Mr. Murderer and exile.
And turned into, like, a rogue.
Yeah, and, like, the span of a couple of months. My boy was going down bad.
That's rough. What do you think if he was a slave... Like, if he was a slave and did all of... Like, if he was a slave and wasn't raised in a palace. In a palace and all of that, do you think that his leadership... Yeah, what do you think it would have been different or the same?
That's interesting because if you take him as a slave, he might have been more willing to put in the work in order to get out. But... I think him having that inside look at how things really work gave him the perspective of, like, it's the system you're, like, a rat race in. And that allows you to break out of it easily because you're not stuck running around. Like, if he had been a slave... He doesn't know the intricacies of what it means to own a slave, be a slave, all that stuff. I mean, he understands being a slave, but he doesn't understand. He understands the dynamic of owning slaves or how everything runs. He just understands, like, I'm a slave, this is what I do. But also, that intellect of knowing how to do things and being well versed and smart and
solve problems,
exactly,
improvise and stuff.
I think that aspect about him,
I think,
that's the advantage he had over everybody else. Because if he was a slave, what was him aside from picking any other person to do the same job? It was the fact that he was a slave, but was born under different circumstances, that gave him the edge, the competitive edge, but it still connected him because no matter how much he runs away from it, he'll still be a slave.
Right.
It's like being black. No matter how whitewashed privy schools, whatever, you don't believe in this, that, and the other. My guy, you can't look in the mirror and get away from the fact that you're black.
Right.
And there's aspects of being black that just can't be hidden. It can be lied to, it can be denied, and sometimes can even be taken away. But just like it was taken away, it can be taken back.
Right.
The aspects of your melanin having power, of you, the way you look, the way you present yourself, it embodies beauty. It embodies royalty. It embodies greatness. That's something that melanin just does. No matter how much you want to get away from that, you can't. Just like Moses, my guy. No matter how much you want, that slavery in you, that slave in you, that connection to this hurts a little more than it probably should. It's because, like, deep down, you know that, like,
you don't
I'm a part. Exactly, I'm a part of this in some way. I think that's what even led him to killing that guy. Wait, by the way, they should really start giving backstories to these guys.
No guys.
Like, he's killed that guy. Like, what? What happened to the guy? What happened to his family, funeral?
He killed like one of the
slave guys. Yeah. But my point is,
you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? Like that I just thought of. Moses lived his best life for like 25 years.
Nah, fact. Like he lived. God really let him live it up.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe he was like,
my God,
like that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I just thought about that.
Yeah, you lived good.
You lived like a king.
Yeah. No, like a king. You were that guy.
Right.
You was Moses. What was his? Dad, they should have gave him a Zapnap name. Dag.
They gave him a Hebrew name. They know who he was.
Yeah, they said Moshe.
They saw that cloth up in there and was like, oh,
Wait, does that mean Moshe is like not Arabic, but
I wonder what is the Arabic name for Moses.
No, but here's the thing though. In Egypt, they spoke, I think, Aramaic. They spoke Aramaic. They didn't speak Hebrew. Obviously. So does that mean that Moshe is Aramaic and not Hebrew? Because like,
how do they know Hebrew?
No, but there's three Hebraic languages. There's Arabic, Aramaic, and then there's Hebrew. Right?
Wait, you said there's three. Repeat yourself.
There's three Hebraic languages that was spoken at that time.
Okay.
There's Aramaic, Arabic, and then there was Hebrew. Hebrews spoke Hebrew.
But I don't think
Aramaic is a mixture of Hebrew and Arabic.
Okay. The Tower of Babel happened at what time exactly?
Way before that, my guy. Way before that.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I'm over here like, what? Wait a minute, my boy. Wait a minute.
No, but even after that.
It's hard to connect the story sometimes because I didn't, like, it's hard.
Brady, even if you look at the Tower of Babel, it doesn't make any difference because Egypt had been in existence for thousands of years before that.
True.
Egypt, shush. They talk about Egypt, the Egyptians speak of Egypt as they don't talk about in a beginning. They speak of the beginning. The beginning of everything. Yeah. They speak Egypt was that guy from day one.
That's interesting.
No, I think Egypt is one of them countries that
I gotta go there.
Even you can spend your whole life and still not get to the bottom of it.
Right.
Because people have. I think Egypt is one of them places that like,
I would like to live there, honestly. For
also, I think a lot of people, like, even all the information that we have now, I think there's like the iceberg effect where like you've only hit the tip of the iceberg, and everything underwater is something that people really can't even comprehend to this day, because they still can't figure out the basics, like moving a block.
So they can't even find out where's the Ark of the Covenant.
No, the Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia.
Nobody touched it though. Like nobody. Like I'm saying, scientists and stuff. Like people.
No, you don't let me. You don't let the Mzungus around there. What? Some people. What?
Yeah.
That's like everything going. Things is bad now. You think it's gonna be better with these guys with it?
Okay, where's the inside of the Ark of the Covenant? Is it the original?
It's the scrolls.
pillars?
Yeah, no pillars. Girl, it's the original commandments.
I know.
Tablets.
Oh, tablets. Right. Someone we were talking about.
Yeah, but the you know the Kikuyus in Kenya, they have like their descendants.
Direct connection.
Yeah, they have direct connection to the protectors of the Ark of the Covenant.
I mean, it would make sense. Everything did happen in Africa after all.
I'm telling you, it's quite
It's very interesting, man.
But even, I think, there's, like, people talk about outer space, and I love outer space.
I don't.
But the stuff that we don't know about this world,
I bet you those Egyptians know everything.
Bro, even like that whole center of the earth thing, that's quite interesting. Then you take the whole Egyptians and the and like the Ankhs, and they use it as teleportation to different places, and how they use like psychedelics. Like they use one of the strongest psychedelics in the world as like that was like their sacred tree. It produces a flower that I think the nectar of the flower was like is known as one of the strongest psychedelics.
That's what you know that they said that the Black Panther movie is like they took different aspects of the African culture, like mainly Kenyan,
bro.
And then they took it and then they like transformed it.
Brady,
but you know what
this might sound racist.
What?
But like, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
No.
White people don't invent like crazy stuff.
I already knew that they took everything from Africa.
Yeah, like when I hear something like, yeah, we've been doing this for thousands of years, and white people came and did it like last week, I just be like, I don't have to guess. I'm not surprised. Like,
yeah,
when people are like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for like thousands of years, and white people are like, we invented this. It's like, did you? Like, did you really? Or like, can I find some African country? Some African culture somewhere who's been doing it, they just don't extort people. Yeah, they don't extort people, broadcast it, and enslave people to manufacture it.
Right. You know, also what I thought about is like, you know how people talk about teleportation, right? I don't think it's like bodies moving to different like places. I think it's like your mind your consciousness moving in different in different realms or dimensions. Oh, that's so cool though. Like I would like.
But even psychedelics,
that's how
they
do
bring
it.
your mind from point A to point B.
Yeah,
and you're still here. But my question is like, if we all took the same psychedelic, right? Will we end up in the same place?
I don't think so because everybody's consciousness is different.
No.
And I don't think you can connect people conscious like that.
Here's my thing. What if there was a way to connect people's consciousness to get to the same point?
I'm sure there will be.
Because imagine, like, let me give an example, right? Here's an example. Imagine you have a specific, like, in this psychedelic realm, there's a specific place you want to be. A place that you know and a place that I know. And when we take the psychedelics, you go, it's like Sunday meeting. Yesterday I'll be on Zoom by 9. You on Zoom by 9? I'm on Zoom by 9.
But your consciousness have to like imagine me being there, and my consciousness have to imagine you being there, and your consciousness have to imagine me being there.
But that wouldn't be hard if I'm trained to do something like that.
But that's like connecting.
Because he was only gassed. Think of people only way up. Like the idea of what they was talking about was teleportation is actually, I think, is a real thing. And what they were saying was they used the pyramids in different places as like the places where the portals would be. Right? That's where the portal is. And the Ankh, right? You know what's an Ankh?
They're like,
it's like a circle, right? And like the Jesus Christ thing going so like it's like a T. It's like a lowercase T, but instead of like the top T, like the top line, then like put a circle there. That's an Ankh. You can look it up. But the point is, they used those, and only the highest pharaohs they had them, but they was coded to their DNA, like your iPhone. Yeah, exactly. And so they can only travel through these different dimensions.
That makes sense.
And they use the pyramids as like antenna radios, like your phone picking up. If you call somebody, the nearest cell tower picks up your connection and puts it across.
That would make sense because they have them in Egypt. That's all the way up there in the
They have it in South America.
In Egypt. I mean, that's in Africa.
They have it in South America.
And then they have it in South America. And do they have it in Europe?
I think they have one in Asia somewhere. I'm not sure.
If I'm not mistaken, y'all, I'm really bad at geography. Like, I really am.
But the point is, they use those different forms of communication. That's what I'm saying. I think it's really cool that there's so much we don't know about the things that were possible, things that people were able to do.
I don't feel like we should know everything. That's just my opinion.
I think in that aspect, we shouldn't.
Yeah,
because humans have a tendency to just
overdo and drain it. And you just need to let that go.
That's what, I think if the thing of Black Panther was ever real, I say steady. Even though I'd be bro, I'd be so happy.
I'd be thrilled.
But I'd say, my guy, you done made the worst mistake of your life.
To ever let
anybody know that, bro.
Yeah.
Because even Black people would mess it up for you, my guy. Because Brady,
people do
in the second Black Panther, here's the first thing they're gonna do. They realize you have a rare mineral that nobody could get. They do the same thing. They do the same thing they're doing in Congo. They do it. They do what they're doing in Haiti. They do what they're doing in Kenya. They gonna do what they did in South Africa, bro. The same thing.
Right.
I'm saying, I ain't gonna lie to you. What I like about white people is they stick to the same pattern. They never switch it up.
You know what's so funny? All of these movies that's Marvel and DC and all of that stuff, they just teach you soon as you let the world in on who you are and what you are and what you have,
what you're capable of,
everything goes wrong. Yeah. Soon the whole royal family of T'Challa and all of that stuff, soon they opened up Wakanda to the world. Their whole life just changed.
Yeah.
Everybody
it was prospering for thousands of years.
Best life. And then boom, they just had to open up and boom.
I'm telling you, bro.
That was the biggest mistake.
I think this is this might be a bad concept or mentality, but I do think it's something that is true. The same people who fed you poison are not going to be the same people who going to give you
the antidote.
It's just not going to happen. All that, and it's something Muhammad Ali said. He was like, if you take 10,000 snakes, Brady, and they coming at you, they gonna bite you because they bitten you before. They now coming at you again. I don't care if there's 1,000 snakes out of 10,000 that's saying, oh, we good snakes, we're not gonna bite you. The other 9,000, Brady, are still gonna bite you. And the best thing you can do is just close the door to the whole 10,000.
Right. And to be honest, I don't really believe in a whole color thing. I feel like that's in all humans. I feel like in all people, and I'm not saying that this belongs to a certain people, because all people have a tendency of doing some really evil things.
Facts.
And so so the example for the snakes will be anybody and anywhere. Literally. Because everybody have those
tendencies. I think it's different when a certain people have a tendency, let alone a history of, I didn't do anything to you, Brady. But you coming at me tooth and nail. But also, people used to say the concept of slavery isn't new. White people didn't invent slavery. And I believe that. But Brady, here's the thing that they don't talk about. In the old times, slavery had rules. Right? I don't know if you learned this in Tanakh, but slavery had rules. If you were my slave, right? First thing you was on the contract, I had to feed you, clothe you, make sure you had everything needed. I had to give you a house, home, food, whatever, reasonable hours, all that stuff. But you were mine, basically. You was my slave. And I didn't hate you. I didn't extort you. I didn't hang you, lynch you, rape you, kill you. I didn't experiment on you.
That,
No, but Bertie, what I'm saying
is...
It
wasn't popular.
No, Bertie. There were rules having slaves.
And it was also... They didn't break them.
But Bertie, a couple people breaking them and a civilization being built around you breaking them is different. Plus, it wasn't you a slave because of the way you look. Now, I didn't degrade you as a human being for the way you look. There's a difference between you doing work for me and I tell you you're less valuable than my dog. There's levels of it, Bertie. And I think when people go the whole, white people didn't invent slavery, I think they're missing the psychological aspect of it that has lasted all these years. Because the consequences of that is now black people feel inadequate. Black men feel inadequate. Black women feel inadequate. And so you have this generational thing where it's like slavery's been over almost 1,000 years. But guess what? The repercussions and the consequences of the things that you did, the things that you said, the things that you did, the things that you propelled, the things that you perpetuated on us is still in effect to this day. And even if you take Hebrews that left out of the states that built those institutions, that built those communities, it's still built on an aspect of I'm black, you're white. And at some point, there has to be a difference between me and you. And it's only the difference between, because you can't see me as equal and you'll never treat me as equal. And no matter how much money I make, how much fancy clothes I get, nice cars, nice watches, I'll always be black and you'll always be white. And I think that's something bad because I don't hate all white people. I hate the evil ones, but it's tough when no matter what I do, I'm always looked at as the villain, despite I'm being good. It's like you see Superman and you're like, wow, you're still the villain. You saved the building, you saved the cat in a tree, but no matter what, I'm always looking like, no matter what you do, you never be good enough just because you black. And that's tough.
Have you ever thought about this? You know, in all those places where you feel like you're not good enough or you can't amount to what you could do, all those places are places you don't belong.
No, facts.
Think about it that way. I'm just saying, I don't like how people, like a lot of people, they whine about like how they not being treated right. But you can't, like in America, you cannot expect to be treated with respect in the land that you were captive in.
No, but also
it's like okay.
No, you can't expect to be respected in a place that its foundation is based on you being less than.
Degraded. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's not how that works.
It doesn't make sense, and it sucks that
it's like trying to find a relationship in a brothel.
Yeah,
like, bro, why? Come on, like it don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's one thing that I don't believe. Mm-hmm. And like and it's like what Ima always says, like there's black in everybody at the end of the day. So that's why me personally, that's why I don't look at it that way. Because I know that it's crazy people no matter where you're
it's looking. Crazy black people, it's crazy white people.
It's crazy people no matter where you're looking. And so I really don't look at that. I don't believe in living in the past, but I do believe in remembering things. No, like I have that on my mind. Like if I see that your vibe ain't right, I'm like, oh, okay. Like you, I see what you about.
But I think that's
how I am.
I don't think it's living in the past. I don't think
it is. I don't think it is. You relying on the past to predict your future.
Really, that's not. People think the past is to remember. The past is to prepare you and to help you with the lessons that's coming to the future.
Yeah, remembering.
No. See, Brady, here's the thing. Let me give you an example,
I feel
right?
Like we so off topic.
No. But let me give you an example, though.
Okay.
If I burn myself right now, the next time I'm in that situation, I'm not remembering getting burnt.
You not?
No.
Liar.
Brady, the point is, what I'm doing is the memory of getting burnt is allowing me to move differently so that I don't put myself in the same situation to get burnt again.
I'm telling you. It's mind.
It's not going back like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was burnt.
Let me tell you something. In my psychology course, I was just learning about that how the human brain works. First of all, you like in a situation, right? You get hurt, right? And then like next time you see fire, you know I'm not gonna touch it no more because of the memory that you had in the past. To like flashback, like boom, right? And so you know what you're gonna do in the present, so you know that your future you won't be burnt again, basically.
All right.
Do you have a quote for us to end our beautiful biblical educational lesson learning, podcast? So do you have a
lesson?
Do you have a quote for us? Y'all go read the Bible.
What?
Y'all need to read the Moses story again, but this time, like, if you can, read it in Hebrew, and if you can't, read it in English. But try to, like, I want to read the Ethiopian one, because I heard, oh, by the way, y'all, the Ethiopian Bible is the most closest one to the truth, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I already found the Bible, like, about 15,000 years old.
Yeah, theirs is
it was in Aramaic, and it talks about how Jesus Christ wasn't the Savior, but he was just another prophet.
I mean, I believe he's just another prophet.
No, they say he went up on a chariot just like Enoch. I was like, whoa, that's tough.
Yeah. So what's the quote, my boy?
All right. It says to submit to God and be peace. Submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. I think this makes sense because like if you, it's kind of like you, like how you said, the whole faith thing, you have to have faith and like believe that Yah has the best intentions for you.
Right.
And if you do that, then like kind of your worries a little bit go away. Because my boy isn't going to stab you in the back.
Right.
So I think that like allows you to like, people say like I'm walking with the Lord. But it's basically like, look, I'm walking on this road. When men them say left, I go left.
I don't like the word submit though. It sounds like you like submitting to a cult or something.
Oh my gosh.
No, for real, like
you and the women who don't like
so
submission.
Like, no, I'm not. Like I wouldn't mind if you showing alpha vibes. It's showing big alpha vibes. I really like
alpha vibes.
Look, why not, my boy? Why not? Yeah, exactly. But anyways, y'all, and I don't like submit, and especially when you talk about God, because it gives very religious vibes to me.
It is religious.
No, it's not. I don't have no religion, boy. Let me believing in God is a way of life, okay? Okay, stop playing with me.
Believing in God is a way of life.
Nikuda, okay? Now I believe, like, let me see the quote again so I can rearrange it correctly, so it sound right.
Rearrange it.
Okay. I would say have faith in Yah and be at peace with having faith with Him, right? And this way, prosperity will come to you. It's like
all right, I'm gonna write that down.
What is it?
Damn. I actually remember it. I just don't know it right now. Hold on.
Really?
It's a truth scroll, right?
You had one job.
It's a truth scroll, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't have the truth scrolls.
Really? Okay, it's like,
wait, what is it? Say again?
Access to proper knowledge. It's something.
Wait, tell them Kabbalah Ezrat Meya.
Alecha. Is it that? No, I like this one. Bigdeli yot kashir lekabel et Ezrat Ya. I'll forget this.
Access to the proper knowledge. Something.
It's the prelude to... Lord, I feel so bad.
I love how you forget it.
Now I need to go study.
On air.
Okay, basically, y'all, truth has the inherent power to produce the promised effect. Get y'all books, okay, y'all? Go study. Go see what the Bible is about because it's
I said Big Daily Yot Kash.
Big Daily Yot Kashir lekabel Ezrat Ya. I know this, y'all. I do. I really do.
It's something. I remember that.
Oh man, no, it's not that one. Oh my goodness! Like I would.
You mix them now, right?
No, I know.
Oh, I said you mix them now. Now you gonna confuse yourself way more. Yeah, basically your
it's something.
Your purpose, your whole life has to be
in line with Yah, with Yah, God, and his purpose of being life.
Right. Next time we're gonna have
this. We really gonna be better, y'all.
Next time we're gonna have this. I
can't believe my memory is.
That's sad that she did that. I was trying to help, but I'm no help.
No, so, I really like.
Shami, just do better. Stop.
Oh, for real. Stop. I gotta do better, y'all.
Do better.
I gotta do better because this is so embarrassing.
So until she does better, and y'all want to keep listening to us, y'all can listen to us on all podcast streaming platforms.
Yeah, I'm gonna fan it.
There's Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, the whole shebang. If you like us, if you like these kind of stories, these kind of conversations, even if you don't, and you want us to talk about a specific conversation that you'd like, suggest it to us in the comments, DM us, WhatsApp us. Actually, no, don't WhatsApp us.
You ain't got my number.
Yeah. If you do, don't use it. The point is, DM us and let us know, what subject you want us to talk about, and we're your lovely hosts, Akatiliel and Akona Shamia, recorded to you live, brought to you live from Nairobi, Kenya. This is Solution Speak, episode 17. Stay tuned, because we got a banging song coming on. She's not going to sing it, but it's going to roll in 3, 2, 1.
You can do your own thing, but you can't go hard. It's us, Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go hard. Israel, we go.